Hi, it's Heather. I am back with another process video. Thank you for joining me again. I am starting a layout from stash, basically really old stash, and a couple of new products. And this layout takes so many turns for me. But the piece of white cardstock that you see there actually put some modeling paste on it and for another project and didn't end up using it, so I thought I would use it on this one. And you just saw me pop my photo out of a die that I cut from a set from Cat Scrappiness. It's a set of die nested circles, with a faux stitch around it. And these circles right here, they're actually like a really thin canvas, and for the life of me, I can't remember where I got them from. I want to say it was like from an old Heidi Swapp collection. There's that collection she had many years ago where you would spray them with inks, but I am really not sure. But the pink theme was due to one of the pieces I got from Bramble Fox. I am in love with their products because they're just so unique and different than anything here in the States. So I used that big spray as a Prima. I think it's called Cotton Candy. And I used shimmers, which is Pop Art Pink, which is another light pink. That is one of my absolute favorites. It has like this gold mica in it. And another pink from Shimmers, which was Pretty in Pink. And then a Heidi Swapp Color Shine, which was also pink. So my original plan was to just scatter them across the page. The two paper die cuts you see there, the pink and the white one, those are actually cut with my scallop punch from Project Life Cards that I thought I would use on another project and didn't end up using. So this is really a mashup of all sorts of stuff. And I thought I would just scatter them across the page like you see there, and I did not like it. I was thinking that I would spray behind the circles as well with, just a little bit more color behind it. But I really just did not like the pattern of this. And so then I decide to try and lay it out in a grid format. And that is what I end up going with. But it takes me a long time to get from here to the finished layout. And I think what my problem was, I really wanted to use this piece of cardstock because I had already started something on it, but it just wasn't working for me. So I decided to try it on a piece of black cardstock, which is unusual for me. I don't normally use black cardstock as a background, but with all the pops of pink, it really made more sense. So here we go. This looks a whole lot better to me anyway. I love the way the pink looks on the back, and the grid layout design is definitely what I end up going with. It just took me a really long time to figure out the final placement. I was so picky about like the cards, the die cut paper punch out cards, whatever you want to call them, being close to each other. And I was trying to scatter out the color and the shape, and then I was thinking that I was missing one because I wanted to layer some of those canvas scallop circles together. So the little bin you just saw are a bunch of die cuts that I cut on my silhouette that I've cut, not necessarily for a particular layout, but I spend hours every so often just cutting things, and so I just have them on hand, and I cut them in white because then I can color them to match whatever I want. And I don't end up using the ones on the right hand side. The ones on the left are from Crafty Jen Scow. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. So I end up using one of those, and at this point I'm trying to decide. I really wanted to use the So Pretty one because the So Loved was actually a little bit smaller, and that was the better one in terms of size, but I already had the Bramble Fox piece that said Love This, so I know that doesn't really matter, but in my head it just worked better. So I used the one that says Love also, and I end up stapling that to one of the canvas circles. So this is where I decide that I wanted to add some mixed media to the back, and I was just going to paint some circles so it peeked out a little bit behind, but I couldn't decide what I wanted to use. Now, you know, most inks don't show up on black cardstock, but I have my Prima metallic watercolors. That's the palette to the top of the screen, and then my Gansai watercolors. And they both have beautiful metallic colors in them. And I was thinking that I would go with a mixture of pink or white. And so right here, I'm testing them out. The last one that you see down at the bottom is also from Gansai. They're the metallic or pearlescent. Those didn't really show up well at all. So those definitely don't make the cut. And the gold looks so pretty. It's kind of hard to tell from the video, but in person they look so pretty. So those again are the ones that I tested from the Prima. Those are the Gansai pearlescent, and then that one, the pink did not really dry dark at all, and the white and from the Prima and the Gansai were very similar, but because I wanted to use the pink, I ended up going with that. So here it is. I am shifting those circles around again, trying to get them in what makes the most sense to me, which I spent a lot of time trying to figure that out, but I finally have them, I think, in the order that I want them to go in. So some of the circles that have a white die cut, I'm going to cut a pink circle. I'm going to paint a pink circle, and just not neat. You can tell I'm not trying to be perfect at all. I just wanted some color behind it. And the pink Bramble Fox, love this embellishment. I do a white one, and then I do white circles behind the pink canvas stacks and the pink cutout that says "Life is Amazing." And it really, I think I went back and I did a second coat on a couple of them, but these watercolors dry so beautiful on black cardstock, and that was one of the reasons why I got them. I had seen someone on YouTube, I don't remember who it was, use them, and I loved it. And when it dries, it is so sparkly and bright. So if you're ever interested in getting watercolors that work on black cardstock or dark cardstock, those work great. So now I'm trying to figure out what I want to back my photo to, and that pink tissue paper is actually from My Favorite Things, and it says My Favorite Things on it. It was in the packaging of an order I received from them, and I kept it because I keep pretty much everything. It's still pink, and once you cut the circle, you can't really tell what it says, but it didn't really matter to me. And then I also had some white and black polka dot tissue paper. I saw Kat Martin on YouTube use that. She uses that a lot, and I love the way it looks. And so I couldn't decide which one of those I wanted to use, so I cut them both and then sort of played around with it to decide, and I ended up going with the black and white because the pink really just wasn't the same color, and I already had so many shades of pink, it probably wouldn't have mattered, but at the time, the white and the black polka dot looked better. And I do go back and add a painted pink circle behind it just so there's a little bit peeking out. I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. It's kind of different from anything that I've done before, and a grid layout is nothing new. I mean, that's been a design that has been done over and over and over again, but I was happy to finally use those little canvas circles, and one day maybe I'll remember where I got them from. But I've had a lot of stash over the years, just from purchases and working at scrapbook stores, and I have given away so much, and it's weird what I decide I can live without and what I can't live without, and for some reason I just held on to these little canvas circles. So that is pretty much how the layout stays. I do add some little embellishments on the circles. Those canvas circles, I certainly didn't want to leave them like that. I add that white bow, which is from Freckled Fawn. I've had that for a while, and I love that. I knew I wanted to add a piece of flair, and those little hearts, they're Those are from Ellie Studio. I love them. I have a package of them. They're all different colors and they're kind of translucent, and I think they're acrylic maybe. But I play around with those, but the pink really just didn't look right to me. And because they are somewhat translucent, it just, I don't know, it didn't stand out enough. That little camera is also from Freckle Fawn. I have two little cameras that I play around with, and the one that's on the top middle circle doesn't end up staying there. So I am just playing around with the embellishments, and there you can see I am finally adding that pink circle to go around my photo. And I was a little concerned once I started doing that because my photo is so much bigger. But you can see the flare that I added to the top left. That is from Cuts to Love. She has an Etsy shop and she has beautiful flare. There are some little enamel hearts. Those are from Bella Boulevard. Those little pink, a couple shades of pink. And those little black and white cameras, like puffy stickers, I love them. Those are also from Freckle Fawn. I don't end up using those on this layout, but I was really just testing out a lot of the embellishments that I had to see what would work. And so here I'm thinking that I need something else, and I just wasn't happy with what I had pulled out. So I have these little bins of wood embellishments because I thought I might color one, but I don't end up doing that either. So I really just was sort of auditioning a ton of stuff. I pulled out some jars of these little acrylic flowers that I have. Those don't make it on there either. That's a butterfly that I cut previously with one of my dies. And again, it took me so long, and I'm not sure why. Some layouts seem to take so much longer when embellishing, and some others don't. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has that problem. To me, it seems like the simpler the design, the more trouble I have with it. I don't know why that is. But maybe it's because it's something out of my norm. I mean, like you saw, this layout took so many different turns. It looks nothing at all like what I had imagined it would in the beginning. So maybe that's why, but who knows? It didn't matter. I was having fun doing it, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. So to me, the process is most of the fun, right? I think that's why a lot of us do that, because we like playing around with pretty sparkly things. So that camera is also from Freckle Fawn, and now I'm trying to figure out which one I like better. And I end up going with the one that's there now, because the other light pink one, the center of it is glittery, but it's more of a blue and not black. So I'm just gluing that down with some glossy accents. And the pieces from Bramble Fox, I have glued them down a couple different ways, with glossy accents and with my Scotch Quick Dry, and it works with both. But I think I trust the glossy accents a little bit more, just because they're a little bit heavier. So right now I'm just adding some little hearts from Bella Boulevard, and I do go in with some splatters at some point too, just to mess up that black background a little bit more. Those small little glittery stars, those are from Chamel. I don't remember what collection that was from, but I have a few of those left. I end up using all the pink ones on this, I think. So that is my title. I realized at the end, I had so many words going on that I really didn't know what my title would be. That is a piece of chipboard or wood veneer I got from Michael's that I painted and then added some glaze on it so it would have spark, a high shine definition. So that is my finished layout. I really hope that you liked it and found some inspiration, maybe to use something that's been in your stash for years to come. Who knows? Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your support and everybody liking and commenting. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Again, thanks so much. Have a great day.